This is my true life story. My name is Daniel Foxx. My wife introduced her ex as her brother. I adopted a child, then discovered none of my sons were mine. This is serious. The perfect marriage built on a lie. I remember the day I met Lydia like it was yesterday. She walked into my office wearing a navy dress and a smile that could disarm anyone. I was 32, building my real estate empire from the ground up, and she was the marketing consultant my team had hired. Smart, beautiful, and charming in ways that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. We married 6 months later. People said it was too fast. My mother warned me. My business partner raised an eyebrow. But I was certain. Lydia felt like home, like the missing piece I had been searching for without knowing it. 3 months into our marriage, she told me she was pregnant. I cried, actual tears of joy. I had always wanted to be a father, and the thought of building a family with Lydia felt like the culmination of everything I had worked for. I immediately started preparing the nursery, picking out cribs, reading parenting books late into the night. But looking back now, I see the signs I missed. Lydia never wanted to discuss the pregnancy timeline. When I asked about her due date or tried to calculate when conception might have happened, she would get emotional. Tears would well up in her eyes, and she would accuse me of not trusting her, of being controlling, of ruining a beautiful moment with my questions. So I stopped asking. I trusted her. God, how I trusted her. When Maya was born, I held her tiny body in my arms and felt a love I had never known existed. She had dark, curly hair and eyes that seemed too wise for an infant. I signed every document the hospital put in front of me. I gave her my name, Daniel Maya Kingsley, my daughter, except she was never mine at all. This is my brother. Maya was 4 months old when Lydia dropped the bomb that would eventually destroy everything. We were having breakfast on the terrace. I was reviewing contracts while Maya slept in her bassinet beside us. Lydia was unusually quiet, pushing her eggs around her plate. Daniel, there's someone I need to tell you about, she said finally. I looked up from my papers. Okay, my brother, Victor. She paused, watching my reaction. We were separated as children when our parents divorced. He went with our father to Europe. I stayed here with our mother. We lost touch for years. I knew Lydia's mother had passed away before we met, and she rarely spoke about her father. This revelation seemed painful for her, so I reached across the table and took her hand. That must have been difficult, I said. He found me recently, through social media. He wants to reconnect. Her eyes were pleading now. He's going through a rough time, a divorce. He lost his job. He has nowhere to go. I should have seen it then. The manipulation, the setup. But I only saw my wife asking for help for her family. Of course he can stay with us, I said. Family is family. The relief on her face should have been my first clue. Victor Hale arrived the following week with 2 suitcases and a smile that never quite reached his eyes. He was tall, well-built, with the kind of easy charm that made people trust him instantly. We shook hands in my foyer, and he thanked me profusely for my generosity. You're a good man, Daniel, he said. Not many people would open their home like this. Lydia's family is my family, I replied. If only I had known how literally true that statement would become. Victor settled into the guest wing. He was polite, helpful even. He would watch Maya when Lydia needed a break, cook dinner occasionally, keep the common areas clean. He seemed genuinely grateful. But there were moments, small things. The way Lydia's voice changed when she spoke to him. Softer, more intimate. How they would stop talking when I entered a room. The private jokes I was never part of. Once I walked into the kitchen and found them standing close together, Lydia's hand on Victor's arm. They stepped apart quickly, but not before I saw something in their eyes. Everything all right? I asked. Of course, Lydia said brightly. Victor was just telling me about a childhood memory. You know how siblings get nostalgic. I nodded and smiled, pushing down the uncomfortable feeling in my gut. I told myself I was being paranoid, jealous for no reason. They were brother and sister, reunited after years apart. Of course they would be close. I silenced every instinct that screamed otherwise. Suspicion under one roof. Victor's temporary stay became permanent. Months passed, then a year. He got a job at a local marketing firm, but somehow never saved enough to move out. There was always an excuse. An unexpected expense. A problem with a potential apartment. A delay in his paycheck. And I, the generous fool, kept telling him to take his time. Meanwhile, my family was growing. Lydia became pregnant again when Maya was 18 months old. Another moment of pure joy for me, clouded only by a nagging sense that something was off. This time, she was even more secretive about the pregnancy. She refused to let me attend most of her doctor's appointments, claiming she wanted to handle them independently, that my busy schedule shouldn't be disrupted. Our first son, Lucas, was born healthy and beautiful. Then came our second son, Ethan, 2 years later. And finally, our third son, Noah, when Ethan was 3. For children. For beautiful children that I loved with every fiber of my being. And through it all, Victor remained in our home. I started noticing more disturbing patterns. Lydia and Victor would disappear together for hours, claiming they were running errands or visiting old family friends. When I offered to join them, there was always a reason I shouldn't. I would come home early from work and find them on the couch together, sitting closer than seemed appropriate. They would spring apart, but the air in the room always felt charged with something I couldn't name. Late at night, I would wake to find Lydia's side of the bed empty. I would search the house and find her in the kitchen with Victor, sharing wine and whispered conversations that stopped the moment they heard my footsteps. "Just catching up," she would say. "Go back to bed, honey." The children seemed to gravitate toward Victor in ways that bothered me. Lucas called him Uncle Vic and would run to him first when he got hurt. Ethan wanted Victor to read him bedtime stories. Noah, still a toddler, would reach for Victor over me sometimes. I told myself I was imagining things. I threw myself into work, traveling more for business, telling myself that my discomfort was unfounded jealousy, that I was being unreasonable. But a man can only lie to himself for so long. The hidden camera. The breaking point came on a Tuesday evening. I had been in Singapore for a week, closing a major deal. I came home a day early, exhausted but eager to surprise my family. The house was quiet when I entered. Maya was at a friend's house for a sleepover. The boys were with my mother for the afternoon. I heard laughter coming from upstairs. From my bedroom. I climbed the stairs slowly, my heart pounding in a way that had nothing to do with physical exertion. The door to my bedroom was slightly ajar. Through the gap, I saw them, Lydia and Victor, in my bed. Her head thrown back in laughter at something he said, his hand on her waist. Both of them comfortable in a way that spoke of familiarity, of routine, of intimacy that had been built over years. They were clothed. Nothing was happening in that exact moment. But I knew, in my bones, in my gut, in the part of me that I had been silencing for years, I knew. I backed away before they saw me. I went to my office and closed the door, my hands shaking so badly I could barely hold my phone. I called my lawyer first, then my business partner, then a private security company that specialized in discreet surveillance. Within 48 hours, I had hidden cameras installed throughout my house. In the living room, the kitchen, the hallways. Not in bedrooms or bathrooms. I had some boundaries even then, but in every common space. I told Lydia I needed to go back to Singapore to handle a complication with the deal. Then I checked into a hotel 20 minutes from my house and watched the camera feeds on my laptop. What I saw over the next 72 hours destroyed me. They kissed in my kitchen while making breakfast. They held hands while watching television on my couch. In one conversation, Victor said, "Noah has your eyes." And Lydia replied, "He has your stubbornness." Not my stubbornness or our family's stubbornness. His. I watched them discuss me like I was an inconvenience, a necessary evil. The man who provided the house and the money and the legitimacy while they lived their real lives in the spaces between my presence. I watched the woman I loved treat our marriage like a convenient fiction. And I watched the man I had welcomed into my home act like he owned it. On the third night, I drove home. I didn't call ahead. I didn't warn them. I simply walked through my front door 11 p.m. and found them on the couch together, her feet in his lap, both of them relaxed and happy. They jumped apart when they saw me. "Daniel," Lydia said, her voice too high. "You're home early." I didn't say anything. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the television, and played the footage. All of it. Every kiss. Every touch. Every intimate conversation. Lydia went pale. Victor stood up, his hands raised as if to placate me. I finally spoke. "How long?" Silence. "How long?" "Daniel, please," Lydia started. "From the beginning," Victor said quietly. "From before you married her." The room spun. "The children?" My voice broke on the question. Lydia's tears were my answer. "Get out," I said. "Both of you. Get out of my house right now." The DNA test, that ended everything. They didn't leave that night. Lydia begged. She cried. She promised it was over, that it had been a mistake, that she loved me, that we could fix this. Victor was quieter. He watched me with something like pity in his eyes, which somehow made it worse. I went to a hotel. I couldn't be in that house. Couldn't breathe the same air as them. The next morning, I called my lawyer and told him everything. He immediately advised me to get DNA tests for all the children before proceeding with anything else. If those children aren't biologically yours, it changes everything about the divorce and custody arrangements, he explained. I had already known, in my heart, what the results would show. But knowing and confirming are two different kinds of hell. I arranged for the tests through a discreet service. Hair samples from brushes. Saliva from drinking cups. It was easy to collect without anyone knowing. Maya was 10 years old by then. Lucas was 8. Ethan was 6. Noah was 3. I had been a father for a decade. The results came back on a Friday afternoon. I was in my temporary apartment, the one I had rented while figuring out my next steps. My lawyer delivered them in person, which should have been my first clue. "Daniel," he said gently, "you should sit down." I didn't sit. I took the envelope from his hands and opened it. For names. For test results. For children that I had loved, raised, sacrificed for, built my entire life around. 0 biological matches. Not one. Not even Maya, the child I had legally adopted, the one I had been certain was mine before I met her. Every single one of them was Victor's. I don't remember much of what happened next. My lawyer told me later that I didn't cry, didn't yell, didn't react at all. I just stared at the papers for a long time, then carefully put them back in the envelope. "What do you want to do?" he asked. I looked up at him. I want to destroy them. A quiet, calculated revenge. Revenge, I learned, is not a hot, burning thing. It's cold, calculated, methodical. I didn't confront Lydia and Victor with the DNA results immediately. Instead, I planned. I met with my lawyer multiple times a week. We built a strategy that was airtight, that would give me everything I wanted and leave them with nothing they could use against me. First, I secured Maya. Because I had legally adopted her, she was mine in the eyes of the law regardless of biology. I filed for full custody, citing Lydia's affair and deception as grounds. My lawyer was confident we would win. For the boys, it was more complicated. Legally, because I was married to Lydia when they were born and had signed their birth certificates, I was their presumed father. But the DNA evidence would change that. I had to decide, did I want custody of children who weren't biologically mine? I spent weeks wrestling with this question. I loved those boys. I had raised them. I had taught Lucas to ride a bike and helped Ethan with his nightmares and rocked Noah to sleep countless nights. But every time I looked at them now, I saw Victor. I saw the lie. I saw the 10 years of deception. In the end, I made the hardest decision of my life. I would fight for Maya only. She was legally mine, and she was old enough that I could eventually explain the truth to her in a way she might understand. The boys were Victor's responsibility now. He could finally be their father in reality, not just in biology. Next, I went public. I contacted a journalist I knew, someone who specialized in human interest stories, and I gave her everything. The timeline, the DNA evidence, the camera footage, Lydia's introduction of her lover as her brother. The story ran in a major newspaper with a headline, Real estate CEO, deceived for a decade. Wife's brother fathers all 4 children. It went viral within hours. My phone exploded with calls and messages. Support from friends. Horror from colleagues. Interview requests from media outlets around the world. Lydia's reputation was obliterated overnight. Her friends abandoned her. Her family was humiliated. The few professional connections she had maintained dried up instantly. Victor fared even worse. He lost his job the day the story broke. His employer couldn't afford the negative association. I also pursued legal action against him for fraud, claiming he had lived in my house under false pretenses and had financially benefited from my resources while carrying on an affair with my wife. My lawyers were creative and expensive and very, very good. The divorce proceedings were brutal. Lydia tried to claim she deserved half of everything, citing her years of marriage to me. But the DNA evidence, combined with the proof of her decade-long deception, worked heavily in my favor. The judge was not sympathetic to a woman who had introduced her lover as her brother and passed off his children as her husband's. I kept the house, most of the assets. My business, which I had built before meeting her, remained entirely mine. I was granted full custody of Maya. For the boys, the judge ruled that since Victor was their biological father and had been living with them their entire lives, he should have primary custody, with Lydia sharing parenting time. Neither of them could afford the life I had provided. Within 6 months, they had moved to a small apartment across town. Victor worked odd jobs. Lydia struggled to find any employment at all. I made sure of it. Every time she applied somewhere, somehow the story of what she had done found its way to her potential employer. Was it petty? Perhaps. Did I care? Not even a little. 2 years have passed since my world imploded. Maya lives with me full-time now. She's 12, and while the transition was hard, she's thriving. We've been in therapy together, and I've been honest with her in age-appropriate ways about what happened. She knows Lydia lied. She knows Victor isn't really her uncle. She doesn't know yet that Victor is her biological father. That conversation will come when she's older, when she can handle it. For now, I am simply Dad, the person who chose her, who fought for her, who loves her unconditionally. The boys, that's harder. I see them occasionally, brief encounters in public or when they attend the same events as Maya. Lucas is 10 now. Ethan is 8. Noah is 5. They look at me with confusion sometimes, like they can't quite remember why I'm not in their lives anymore. It breaks something in me every time, but I made my choice and I have to live with it. Lydia tried to reach out a few months ago, an email that started with "I'm sorry" and ended with "I still love you." I deleted it without reading past the first line. Victor sent a letter attempting to apologize, to explain, to somehow justify what they had done. I burned it. Some people say I should forgive them, that holding on to anger will only hurt me in the end. But I don't think they understand. I'm not angry anymore. I'm simply done. I've rebuilt my life. My company is more successful than ever. I've started dating again, though I'm careful now in ways I never was before. I've learned that trust is the most valuable thing you can give someone, and that some people will shatter it without a second thought. Do you regret mes revenge? Would I do it again? Every single time. Because Lydia and Victor didn't just betray me. They stole 10 years of my life. They built their happiness on my ignorance. They looked me in the eye every single day and lied. And they would have kept lying if I hadn't caught them. So no, I don't feel guilty about destroying their reputations, their finances, their comfortable life built on deception. I feel free. Maya and I are building something new now. Something honest, something real, and that's worth more than any perfect-looking lie. This story is inspired by real events, though names and details have been changed. It raises difficult questions about betrayal, forgiveness, and justice. Was Daniel's revenge justified? Should he have fought for all the children, regardless of biology? Could this marriage have been saved? I'll leave those questions to you. If you've been betrayed by someone you trusted, know this. You will survive it. You will rebuild, and you will be stronger than you ever imagined possible. Not despite what you went through, but because of it.
I can never love you less, my sweetheart.
You are the best gift for me as always. I went to the doctor today. Guess what? I am pregnant. 3 months gone.
Wow, congrats too fast, but I am happy for myself. He's so beautiful.
He is. He looks just like you.
I think he has your eyes. This pregnancy of yours was 6 months instead of 9. Is there something you are hiding from me?
Don't you trust me? This is your baby.
A pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
We're looking forward to working together, as am I. Welcome to my house. My wife has told me good things about you, so feel free. Let's show you into your room and enjoy your stay. The dinner is in 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
He is asleep. Let's go to your room and have some not fun. I have all the documents with me. You can kill him our way.
Don't let us spoil the moment. We have bad plans for him. This is not what we agreed upon. We had no choice.
Please, let's just talk.
Talk? This is final.
Pregnancy is affecting me. I just need my brother Victor to be around me. Please don't be jealous. My husband has to do you. Oh my gosh, I am highly disappointed in you.
Whoa, what is this? I can't believe what I'm seeing. This changes everything. What am I seeing? This guy is having an affair with my wife under my roof. So he is her boyfriend. This woman is a prostitute.
Look, this is what I found.
Oh my God.
See, all the nonsense you have been doing in my house. You are lovers in my house under my roof. I heard all your plans to kill me. I am so confused right now. So these 3 children are not mine, and why is my life like this? I regret marrying this prostitute as a wife. What should I do, my God?
It's going to be okay.
I'm so scared.
I know. Just hold on.
You lured me into this mess. I regret coming to your house. You need to be strong.
Talk about 3 children which we had together, and never forgive that your useless husband.
It's a beautiful day.
It really is, kiddo.
Can we go to the swings?
Of course.
I love you, Daddy. I love you so much. Daddy, when am I going to see my 3 brothers and my mom?
Soon, baby girl. I love you too and your brothers.